Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Love, Lust, and Fantasies, the podcast. My name is Dr. Tara Bates-Duford, and we're going to be covering everything related to relationships on this channel. That would include dating, friendships, family, co-worker, relationship, you name it. Tonight's topic is dating with purpose versus casual dating. I know many of us have heard the term dating with purpose. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, dating with purpose means that you would like something more committed, long-term, monogamous. People that are interested or are in the process of dating with purpose usually want one partner. They want to plan a future together. They are not interested in dating this person, that person, or the uncertainty of it all. They basically want to know that they are in this with this person and they want to build a relationship with a specific person. Now, casual dating is more leave it up to chance. Whatever will be, will be. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And most people that are in casual relationships are in it because there are no expectations or demands for the relationship. It's open, meaning you can date who you want, I can date who I want, and we have no commitment or obligation to one another. When you're dating with purpose, there is the expectation that you want this to turn into something more significant. You want to put those cards on the table. You don't necessarily want to date and see where it goes. You want someone with the same or similar mindset who's actually looking for a life partner. So we're going to be talking about how that looks and how we typically go about that. And we're going to be speaking with one caller in particular. Her name is Tanya. She's a young woman. I'm not going to say her age, but she's not, young, what you call significantly young, but she's a young woman. She's established in her career, and she's going to be talking about some of the challenges with finding someone to date with purpose, what she's done, and also her experiences with casual relationships and why she chose to date as she's dating. And my hope is that it gives people a clearer understanding of what it looks like. And being honest with yourself, if you want something significant, hopefully you don't throw yourself into something hoping for the best, realizing that it may not happen, so you open yourself up to hurt. Now, a little facts on this. Most people that enter into a casual relationship, although wanting something more significant, usually end up getting their hearts broken because the person that you are dating more than likely wants to start over. They don't want to turn a sexual relationship into a committed relationship. So they're more than likely to enter a committed relationship with someone else rather than turning that friends with benefits relationship into something more concrete. So let's get our caller in and we can kind of tease this out and you can decide for yourself, what relationship type are you interested in? Hello, welcome caller.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. Could you state your name for our listeners?
Tanya.
Okay, Tanya. So you know what today's topic is about? It's dating with purpose or casual dating. What would you say your relationship dating type is?
Dating with a purpose.
What's your purpose?
Purpose is to find a meaningful relationship that would eventually lead to marriage, but also you want to be in a relationship where you are friends first.
Okay, so you're in a relationship right now?
Yes, I am.
Did you let your potential partner know when you started dating what your purpose was? Did you have a purpose at that point?
Well, it's so funny that we actually started out as like friends, laughing and joking, and we both had the same purpose, but we were friends. And then it just gradually led into a relationship and, much more now.
Wow. That's unlikely, right?
I know it's hard to find but sometimes, I'm a strong believer when God will give you something that you need. Sometimes we go out looking for something that we want, and what we want is not always what's best for us.
Point taken. Usually, which is something fantastic. What I'm hoping the viewers will get from this is sometimes changing a relationship type on your partner doesn't necessarily work. It does happen, but it doesn't always work because studies have shown that some partners are more likely to go out and find something new rather than working on a casual relationship to make it more committed.
And, I find that to be true in my life, my dating life, my life, like dating, but also talking to friends, male and females. It seems like people nowadays, they're not as strong trying to build relationship. Nobody wants to change. Nobody wants to bend. Everybody wants to perfect somebody. They want that person to be exactly what they want. If they can't get that person exactly what they want, such as what you're saying, they would rather just move on to find somebody with that quality, and not knowing that we are all human beings. We adapt and we change, and we learn every day. We grow. We grow. So, I find that to be true. What you said.
That is, what I think, and it could be my biases. I think, and this is hypocritical, but I think with the advancement of technology, we really are interfering with communication and how we interact with one another. You used to be able to get your friend, your girlfriend to kind of, introduce you to someone, hook you up, so to speak. Now, because of the whole technology interference, you have people meeting online without starting off with a foundation.
Exactly, and it also plays a part in as how we view one another, technology and the changing, and everybody must look like this, and if they don't look like this, based upon what technology or what society says that the person's supposed to look like, that's why you have a lot of people, they're chasing a fantasy, they're not chasing what they want, and when they catch that fantasy or that ideal image, they're not happy.
Absolutely. Those people don't even look like themselves after all the filters, the makeup, the adjustment, all, the work that they're having done. They don't even look like themselves. So to be held to that sort of pedestal, that idealized view is just ridiculous to me.
It's very ridiculous. And, I talk to my friends, male and females, and, you can't just say it's males, it's females too, who think that, they're supposed to meet this guy, and this guy has to look like this, and or Idris Yoga, or this Instagram Halle Berry, or what is the new Instagram version? I'm behind the times when it comes to that. But
me too.
They all have to look, they all have to have that look. And I'm like, what you need is in front of you, and you don't see it. And sometimes I tell my friends, this person is right for you. No, they're not right for me. Look at look how they wear their hair, or look how they dress. People can change.
Absolutely.
Sometimes if you know better, you'll do better.
Absolutely. So how long have you been in this committed relationship?
Oh, wow. About 4 years.
What made you choose your partner?
Well, we chose each other. It was weird. We're actually, like I said, we're friends. We both had been sick and tired of the scene, so we just chose to be lonesome, I guess, together. And, I started seeing him in a way that I should have been looking at him the first time. I started noticing, oh my God, this is the right person. This is what God intended for me to have. This person is God-like. This person wants to pray. This person wants to check on me, see how I'm doing. This person cares how I feel. I also find myself praying for that person and caring for that person and thinking how that person feels. Their feelings come first.
Oh, that's deep.
So it's amazing how we just came together, how we clicked.
Wow, that is deep. I mean, you knew what you wanted without expressing them to him, and it kind of worked itself out along the lines.
Exactly. And, as women, we want a man's man. So sometimes, being successful, like Black woman, sometimes we tend to have a chip on our shoulder. We know, but it's good to have somebody say, babe, I know you know, but I got this. I got this. And sometimes that's good, to keep his ego boost, but also to make you feel like a woman, make you feel soft sometimes. I think women, we need to feel soft sometimes. We need to be demure sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I think a lot of times in the dating scene, or like the feminist movement has done a job in a way that's negative that makes us feel as women that we can't be soft. To be soft sometimes is to be wrong, and it's not. In a relationship, it's okay to be soft because, you know, let him be the man sometimes. And I think in this situation, me with him, it's been really good.
Oh, fantastic.
I learned a lot about myself. A lot.
What have you learned through your relationship?
I learned to trust more.
Mm-hmm.
I learned to listen more, and I learned that I don't have to do everything, you know. And that was one of the things that I was doing everything. He taught me to step back and say, "You're worthy of so much more. We can do everything together as a team. We're a team, not so much you doing everything and then we're calling ourselves a team. No, babe, I got you. We're a team."
Absolutely. So, what would you say are must-haves for a partner with you? What did he need to have to be able to be in a relationship with you?
He must know God.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. He has to have a praying spirit, and he must be godly. Second thing is that he has to be about families. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just so much about, you know, sometimes we get into relationships or people tend to marry and they become selfish. When I say selfish, my family comes before your family. That's not what it is. When I say family as a whole unit, whatever our families need, me and him come together as a unit and help the situation. I want a man that is funny. Mm-hmm. And is and just a family-oriented man.
Okay.
Much more so family-oriented.
Was there anything that you had to you struggled with a little bit, something that you had to compromise in order to be in a relationship with your partner?
I had to honestly stop looking and focus on what God had in front of my face. Because I think if I would have continued looking what I was looking for, what I thought I needed, but was really what I wanted, I would have missed out on somebody really good.
I think a lot of us do that. We have this physical desire, this physical thing that we're looking for. However, when it's brought to us, when God brings it to us, a lot of times it's wrapped in a different package.
Uh-huh. And he was wrapped in a different package. That's not this one. You know, I was like, you know, I had to open my heart and open my mind. And I said, you know what, Lord, I'm going to stop fighting. And when I let go and let God, I've been happy ever since.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What would you say about him that he doesn't know that you feel about him? Things that you notice that he wouldn't readily be aware that you notice about him?
He plays this tough guy, but he's actually a big softie. He's a big softie. And I laugh because it's like, oh, you got this machismo attitude. And then, you know, I don't laugh at him. I let him play his role. But then, like, sometimes it's like, you want to watch the movie, you see a tear. I'm like, oh, my God, he's crying more than I am. He's like a big softie. But he hides it a lot. And I think that's one of the things that he doesn't know that I know. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe it's because of his occupation. He has to be hard all the time. Mm-hmm. But he's a big softie.
In your experience with casual dating, what were some of the drawbacks that you found?
When I was casual dating,
when you were
going out to movies and different things, one of the drawbacks is, I think, even though it was casual, sometimes I noticed that people would sell a pipe dream that it was going to be more than just casual, and it wasn't. Mm-hmm. But as an adult, I already knew where they were coming from, and what ticked me off about it was like, just be honest. This is where we are. We're casually dating. I might go out with you on Monday, and then on Tuesday, I'm going to go out with somebody else, because that's what it means, dating, to find someone that was right for you. But the other person was making it appear like I was the only one and that we were going to do this. And we just really met. We're learning each other. We're casually dating. So that was one of my pet peeves about it.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's one of the major distinctions between dating with purpose. When you're dating with purpose, you put your intentions on the table. Uh-huh. And you just put it out there. Hey, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not interested in dating you tomorrow and Joe Smo the next day. I'm not interested in that. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking to build a future. Are you in or are you out? Are you looking for the same thing?
Exactly. And, you know, you would tell them that, or at the time when I was dating casually, when I was just getting my feet wet and, you know, just talking to learn myself and see what I like and what I don't like, a lot of the times the person that you were meeting and you were dating, they were lying to you and saying that they were dating with a purpose, but they weren't. It was a lie. So that's one of the pet peeves I had. It was not until I said, you know what, enough is enough, and stop with the casual dating and start really doing what I wanted to do, which was date with a purpose. That's when I started meeting people who had the same expectations and were not selling that pipe dream.
Absolutely. It's so many women that I work with. You hear the same story, and men too. You hear the same story. You know, when we met, they expressed that they were into the same thing. They wanted the same thing. But as the relationship progressed and there weren't any established expectations on the table, it went from I love you to I have love for you once the relationship became physical.
Exactly.
And it led to a lot of confusion, a lot of resentment, and it causes us to question ourselves. Like, what didn't you see early on that you didn't see this coming?
And you know what? Also, it hurts us because we lost so much time dealing with this person. It feels like we've been bamboozled, we've been lied to. But, you know, I think sometimes we are so accustomed to wanting to see what we want to see that we don't pay attention to the signs. We
Absolutely.
don't pay attention to any of the signs.
Exactly. And especially if that package is wrapped in a way that we always wanted, we tend to put on some blinders sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And I think I've been there, and, you know, we want what we want, but we refuse to see what God has, what we need.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Is there something about you that you want your current partner, potential partners, or women to know in general? Is there something, any advice you want to provide to women out there and men that are struggling, trying to find their life partner?
Know your worth. Mm-hmm. Don't settle. I mean, when I say don't settle, I'm not saying don't change, because we all have to change. Sometimes there's things about us that we think are so strong when it's not. It's a crutch, mm-hmm. you know. But when I say don't settle, don't see the signs and think, okay, I will never be loved, so let me just take the first thing that comes. Mm-hmm. When we see the signs of this person not being true or genuine, don't do it. It's not worth it. And that's one of the things that I would like to tell, you know, men and women, you know, just hold on, have faith, put yourself out there, and be honest about what is best for you, but don't allow yourself to be used.
Absolutely. There was a quote by Maya Angelou. She said, when people show you who they are, believe them. And that speaks volumes.
That's so true.
Yeah, they won't necessarily tell you verbally, but if they show you physically through nonverbal language, believe it.
Exactly, because I've been there, I've seen it, and I refuse to see it, because at one point, you know, sometimes we as women, we all hit that rock bottom point where we're like, enough is enough. I need this person. I have to be with this person, and this is it. This is my last chance. And then when we refuse to see who that person is. The person is showing you the signs. Mm-hmm. And it's not until you get so tired, you look around, you're like, wait a minute, why am I putting up with this? Why am I dealing with this?
Absolutely. And most of the time when we're angry, we're not even angry at them. We're angry at ourselves for buying into it and ignoring those signs, those blaring signs that have been there all along. And we feel upset with ourselves. Like, how could you see this and not do anything about it? How could you pretend I didn't exist? Meaning these signs. You saw me, you chose to ignore me, and these are more than likely the repercussions of your ignoring what was already there.
And you end up wasting so much time that maybe your blessing, that soul person just walked by, you weren't paying attention to them. And you put yourself in a situation where you have nothing but hurt. Now you have to fix yourself before you can go out again, because you don't want to carry that baggage into another relationship.
Absolutely. I always think that between relationships, you should take time to kind of find yourself again. What ultimately happens, which I believe every person, whether romantic or non-romantic, has changed the course and the type of person that you are, the content of the person you are. So Whoever you meet has entered your life for a purpose. Even if it's the person that bumped into you on the street, they have changed your course in some sort of way. So in order to figure out who you truly are, take time between relationships, because when you look at it, even when you're really young, your first dating experience, I'm sure the person you were interested in then is not the person that you're interested in now.
Exactly. And I think it's nothing wrong with being alone. We have to be comfortable in the silence sometimes. Because when you're silent and you're alone, you talk to God more. You learn yourself more. And I think a lot of people are so rushed to say, okay, I'm in a relationship, because when I'm in a relationship, I'm valued. People see me, I'm attractive because I'm in a relationship. That's not necessarily the case, because when you rush from one relationship to the next relationship, you don't know yourself, you haven't had time to heal, and you haven't had time to commune with God and yourself to find out what's appropriate for you. So I tell a lot of my friends, be comfortable in the silence. Be comfortable going out by yourself, going to a movie, going to a theater, a show, going to a museum, or going just to sit down and have drinks by yourself at a bar or a lounge, and just think. Just go and go shopping or something. Do it for yourself. Have fun by yourself first. Learn yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. And I think that that's the issue with a lot of people that keep going through this cycle, because they don't know how to be alone first.
Yeah, they don't know the distinction between being alone and being lonely. And sometimes we confuse and we often overlap those two terms as if they mean the same thing when they mean entirely different things.
Exactly. They mean, and I told them, I said, you can be alone, but you won't be lonely, because if you have a fulfilling life, if you do things that are fulfilling, if you find things about yourself that you never knew that you could possibly do, you're not alone. You're finding yourself. And I think that's where we become confused too, because we don't realize that when we find these new interesting things about ourselves, when we're comfortable in being alone, we also have autonomy. We don't have to have that person, even if we're in a committed relationship, to validate us all the time. Because there's times when you just want to be by yourself and do things by yourself, and have your spouse or your partner go out, hang out with the guys or do things by themselves. So when you come back together with that person, you have so much more to talk about. You have so many things to pique their interest, because you learn something new about yourself. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people. They don't want to do it. It's like, if I'm not with that person, if I don't see that person all the time, they're going to lose interest. If it takes you not being with that person for a weekend and then they lose interest, then that wasn't the right person for you.
And learning we are enough, whether part of a couple or alone. We are always enough. Thank you so much for giving us this information, and it was a pleasure speaking to you. And I know that this is going to resonate with a lot of people out there that are listening. Understanding dating with purpose and casual dating. There's nothing wrong with casual dating. The only problem is if you have a purpose for something else, but settling for what you don't particularly want or aren't interested in. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, people, to wrap up that call, the caller, again, Tanya, seems a very spiritual, very focused woman, and was able to turn a casual relationship into something more permanent. And what I'm thinking her recipe to that was having a foundation that was already there. They didn't just meet and were kind of hooking up or, just dating sporadically, but they had a genuine friendship that evolved into something more significant, something more fulfilling. So if you are a man, a woman who are interested in something more long-term and committed, say that. Just say it. Don't expect someone to understand the auspice of your mind, to understand what's going on in your mind without expressing your specific needs. Too many times as a mature adult, we're trying to adjust to the standards of children. I can't tell you how many times I've heard the phrase Netflix and chill. You're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, 30s. Stop it. You're too mature to engage in that type of relationship and expecting a different result. If you want something more concrete, if you want something more committed and long-term, say it. Don't assume that by having these casual flings, it's going to turn into something of a long-term basis. This is going to be your life partner, because that rarely happens. Really put some thought, some intentionality into what you're doing. Really think about who you are as a person, what you are prepared to give to someone else, and what you expect in return. Think about that and choose a life partner cautiously. Because again, your intention, if you're interested in dating with purpose, your intention is the long haul. So really think about what you want in a partner. Many of us assume we know because we've been dating forever. However, just like what you look for physically changes, so does content. So you want to really look at the characteristics and the moral compass, the qualities, the ethics of the person that you're interested in, and really kind of look and search for that in your next partner. If your partner says something nasty and hateful or biased towards someone else, know that this is more than likely going to stick. In relationships, you don't have to compromise, not if you don't want to, especially with very serious topics and things that you hold near and dear. You don't have to make those sort of compromises. What you can do is just move forward, know that this person may not be the one, and search for what you really want. I thank you all for listening, and you can find my articles on yourtango.com if you want to know more about dating with purpose. The topic of that article is called Try These 11 Dating Tips If You're Tired of Having Casual Relationships and Ready to Find True Love. And it speaks in volumes about dating with purpose. You can also follow me on Twitter at Family Matters C1, on my personal blog site, Love, Lust, and Fantasies, the same name as his blog type, psychcentral.com, or Facebook. Again, thank you for joining us. Good night.